cup at a time. Tea time. So be sure to grab your tea, grab a seat, and tune in to Miss Liz. Tea time. Making a difference. One cup at a time. Tea time, yeah. Tea time.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you may be in this beautiful place we call home. I have a special guest joining me this morning. I have Lisa Carmichael, a mom. That's right, an incredible mom with an incredible story who has incredible mastermind for all you incredible moms out there who might second guess yourself. But Lisa's going to get into that. So I'm just going to do the little disclaimer, do her bio, and then I'm going to get her into the studio with me. So I, Miss Liz, am going live with StreamYard.com. So before leaving any comments, please grant StreamYard permission to use your name at StreamYard.com. Please be advised that the content brought forward for any of my Tea Times shows hosted by myself, Miss Liz, is always brought forward in good faith, however may bring forth dialogue and opinions that are not representative of my platform. The facts and information are perceived to be accurate at the given time of airing. All Tea Time guests and audience participants are responsible for using their good judgment in taking any action that may relate to this discussion. The content brought forward may include discussion for some where they may be emotionally at risk. It is significant to know that this show is engaging in discussion form only to offer and inspire awareness and connection and is not providing therapeutical advice. If you have any questions about this disclaimer or any of the panelists' discussion, you may freely contact me, Miss Liz, through my email at bookingmissliz@gmail.com. Moving forward, should you choose to voluntarily participate in this show in any aspect, I myself, Miss Liz, welcomes you. Should you decide that the show is not made for you at this time, I respect your choice and I will see you at a later show. Now, moving forward, I'm going to just introduce my incredible guest. And why I say incredible is because she's a mom, and we always seem to forget that we're incredible people as moms. So a little bit on Lisa. Lisa Carmichael is an entrepreneur and a marketing professional who lives in Minnesota. She is a dedicated wife and the mother of 3 adult children who transitioned into adulthood, and the steps into an empty nest was part of this journey. Her big accomplishment in 2021 was becoming a published author of her book, I Have Time for You. Lisa's marketing business has focused on developing strong relationships, and her clients are entrepreneurs who want to stand out from their competitors and manage their reputations and legacies. The number of entrepreneurs is increasing through COVID, brought the awareness that we have more options than ever before. The internet has opened doors that entrepreneurs never knew existed. Facing an empty nest was her pivot point. She was fortunate to be part of a mastermind for entrepreneurs that was truly a gift. She knew she couldn't miss her opportunity to find the abundance she had hoped to manifest. Their group met in person for 2 hours every week for 6 months. COVID ended the 6 months abruptly. Even though there wasn't closure, the goal she set for herself became reality. She created her first webinar, she became a published author, and she is facilitating her second mastermind group. She shares tips and strategies to help you with your online business using automation and duplication. Her marketing business has a focus of developing strong relationships, and her clients are entrepreneurs who want to stand out from their competitors and manage their reputations and legacies. Her website is lisacarmichael.com, and her book is available on her website and a free download. For more information on Lisa Carmichael, you can check out her website, and I'm going to bring this incredible lady into the studio with me so we can have a good old tea and spill some good news this morning with all of you. Welcome, Lisa.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Awesome. Thanks for reading all of that. That was a mouthful, huh?
It was, wasn't it? Especially early in the morning.
Oh, I gotta get you going. Gotta get you going.
You just made me spill my tea early in the morning.
Oh, okay. So I have a question. Do you put lemon in your tea?
Yes, I do. Yes,
Do
I do.
you? Good.
I
I
do.
just
I do.
started adding lemon to my tea. I like lemon in warm water, but I don't
Oh,
drink
yeah.
lemon in cold water. I don't know why.
Yeah. Well, it's like cold lemonade, right?
Yeah, with bland.
Yeah, it really was. Like,
Good for you. I love my tea with lemon.
so,
Are you a
Lisa,
coffee drinker?
and I have one coffee a day.
Do you really?
Yeah,
See,
just one.
tea has been my go-to because I was never a coffee drinker. I kind of like the smell of it, but I just never, it was like coffee and cigarettes. I just never latched on to either one of those.
Yeah, I don't smoke either. So, yeah, maybe that's why I don't do the coffee too much, right? So,
Yeah.
it's really. So we have a good morning here from a guest.
Oh,
Um,
good. Well, I kind of sidetracked you with the questions about our beverage.
no, that is okay because it's morning time, right? We have to wake up. We have to refresh ourselves, and I really don't do very many morning tea times. I do more afternoon and evening. So it's really nice to do something different, right?
Definitely. Different is good.
Yeah, and as moms, we have to do different, right? We have to encourage each other and that. So
Oh,
it
for sure. How did you do with daylight savings?
that throws me off a lot.
Oh, yeah, for
It
sure.
really
Same
a
here.
lot because I don't understand the sense in it, right? We go forward in the spring and then we go back in the fall. Why don't we just leave the time alone?
Now, isn't there a rumor that they're going to keep it? They're not
Yeah,
changing
they
it?
are. Yeah, they were
Okay.
supposed to stop it, but yeah, they're not stopping it. I don't know why, but yeah, it kind of puts us all off for an hour, then puts us back for an hour. So it's just
Sounds
a
good.
mind game, right?
Okay, so Liz, do me a favor and say cheese and smile. I want to do a quick picture of us because I think you're awesome.
I look so short today. I don't know what's up with me. Like
Hmm.
I don't know. Maybe it's because I used my pillow the last few days. My bum was a little higher, but I don't know, man.
Hmm.
Like,
I'm standing. I've
oh,
decided.
maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, I have such low energy. It's really hard to get me excited. Well, when I get excited, you can't stop me. But I've decided to stand, and hopefully that helps me with my energy level. So,
Well, maybe I'll have to do a standing tea time one day.
there you go.
I
Yeah,
just
you would
don't know
never
because my
know.
legs give out sometimes, right? My body
Uh,
has its own control, its own message that it wants to do. So I might just go whoop.
yeah, we don't want that happening.
We might really spill the tea, right?
For sure.
So a little bit about you, Lisa. And I shared a little bit on your bio, but who are you as a person for the viewers and listeners out there? So they wanted to know a little bit more about who Lisa Carmichael is. Who are you?
Yeah. Well, I am me. And that's what makes me different from everybody else, and that's what makes all of your listeners different from everybody else. If you want to find out more about me, you'll have to visit my website, and I'm going to say that right up front because my website actually has my middle initial in it. So my website is Lisa R. Carmichael. Yeah, you got it right. Good. So I'm pretty transparent, and I feel like we have gotten into this world of automation and duplication, and we forget that there are real people on the other side of the world. I'm in Minnesota, and Liz, you're in Ontario?
Yep, I'm in Canada.
You're in
I'm
Canada.
a maple.
Yeah. So I mean, the internet has brought us together, but there's so many emotions that are missed out because of the internet. So my goal is just to bring people closer together and build those strong relationships, because that's when people start knowing, getting to know you a little bit better. And when they know you, then they trust you.
Exactly.
That's so important.
Yeah, we need that, especially with everything going on, right? We don't have that communication, face to face engagement anymore. It's all virtually, most of it now, right? So
Yeah.
it's to trust a person. You got to build that relationship. You can't just say, "Hey, I want to have you here, and I want to do this, and I want to do that, and I want you to work with me. Okay, well, I don't even know who you are. First off, like, let's get to know each other.
Yeah, for sure. And there's also, when you're doing these Zooms, do you ever get that dead space where you're like, okay, is she gonna talk or am I gonna talk? That's a thing.
It is.
And you don't get that when you're face to face with people, because I think when you're face to face that you get uncomfortable. So you fill in that gap. And then when you're on Zoom, it's like, oh, okay, who's going to talk next? So it's all about what's really helped me is strategies, just coming up with strategies to help me become better. And when I realize that something's not going well, I can kind of overcome it and figure out, okay, what can I do better? So that's what I'm trying to share with people on my website. That's me.
So Lisa, you're a mom, right? And
Yes,
in
ma'am.
your bio, you sent me the empty nest. Now, for the viewers and listeners out there that are listening now and that will watch the replay later, what is an empty nest?
So I was that mom. I was the helicopter mom. I will admit it. And to this day, I'm still my kids' mom. So I worked corporately until my third child was born, and then I decided to stay home. It was a gift that I was allowed to stay home and be my kids' mom. But I also wanted to be an entrepreneur. I wanted to be able to help other people, but I just didn't know how to do that. So along the way, when my third one came, my oldest was diagnosed on the autism spectrum. So that really kind of got me to think deeply, like, what, where do I need to be? Do I need to be working away from my kids, or do I need to stay home and be their mom? And when I transitioned, or when they transitioned into becoming adults, I felt like I was left hanging. I did all this for you guys, and now I gave them wings. As a parent, that's really what your goal is, to give your children wings so that they can be adults and be the individuals that they want to be. And when that hits you and you realize, wow, what, now life is about me. There's this huge change that happens, and it's hard to explain because you've been doing things the same way for so long, and now flip of a coin, they're gone. I mean, yeah, there's a little bit of, you go through the stages of them looking at colleges and knowing that eventually they move out, but when they're gone, it really hits home that, okay, you know what, it really is, now it's time for me to take care of me. And bravo to all the women that do take care of themselves, because if you don't take care of yourself and you don't do things for yourself, you're kind of left hanging. So that's kind of trying to explain what the emptiness feeling is like. It's like, it's definitely a change. It's just a change on a different level.
Well, I guess it's hard as a mom, right? I know for me too, my children growing up, and everyone will ask me, well, how old are my kids? For some reason, I just want to keep them all like 14, 15, and they're all like, my oldest is going to be 30 in August. And I'm like, just to hear those numbers, it's like, it's scary as a mom,
Yeah,
Because,
my kids were, I had all three in diapers. I mean, those were really tough years. So these moms that are going through it right now, I get it. I completely understand. And I applaud you for everything that you do, because looking back at it, it's amazing what you can do when those kids are little.
yeah.
And you don't necessarily sit back and drink a cup of tea. And my message, and I think your message, is now slow down, have that cup of tea so that you can fill up your cup and be better for your kids.
Well, that's it, right? We need to take that time to just pace, because when our kids are in diapers and that, we don't have time to sit and have tea, like you said, But then when we sit back and we look at the past, we see how much we really actually accomplished and how much we actually did all at once. And we're like, whoa, like, we were just go, 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 go. And then when we get older, we have that time to say, oh, wow, now it's really quiet. Now it's really, what do I do? Right? So
Mm-hmm.
from what I'm getting from you, Lisa, and from our conversations, because we do talk before and after and during, with tea time, what we got from our conversation, our one-on-one conversation earlier, was how important it is to be a mom and how important it is to live our dreams as well, because we put that aside. A lot of moms put our dreams aside for our children, right? But
Mm-hmm.
then when they leave, we're like, what do we do? you know so I think this is where the mastermind of Lisa Carmichael came in. And and you said, what, hey, we can still make a difference, we can still do those things. And I've watched you on multiple locations, other podcasts and stations and that as well. And you have a positive message to give to the moms to never give up, keep going and that. So if you could share with the viewers out there and listeners on what your mastermind is all about.
Definitely. So, I just wanted to add one more piece. I'm like that mom that just can't give up.
No, that's okay.
What I learned when my son was diagnosed on the autism spectrum with the social worker, we were fortunate to find a social worker that was helpful. And she told me that I was his number one advocate. And as he is high functioning and doing so many amazing things, and when I became an empty nester, I realized I had to be my own advocate because there was nobody else. My mom and dad had passed away, and I was the one that had to take care of me. And that's kind of the message in the mastermind, is that, you know what, you've got an idea, you have a business, you have a concept, and you have to believe that what you're doing is going to make a difference, because you have some kind of solution that's going to solve somebody else's problem. And that belief is where it all starts, because if you don't believe in yourself, people will see right through that. And in my mastermind, it is a group of entrepreneurs who get stuck. And with the economy changing, like you said before, things are different right now, post-COVID. We have more opportunities and actually more competition than ever before. And so when we come together with like-minded people, like-minded entrepreneurs, we're able to share our struggles, where we're stuck, and we're able to use insight from other entrepreneurs to move ourselves forward. It's kind of like back when you may have been like in a mom's group and you had other moms to vent with. I never thought of that until just now here with you. But it's kind of like the same thing. It's like, it's such a wonderful support to be with other mothers who understood what you were going through. So yeah, and that's exactly what's happening in this mentorship program. And it's also about accountability, because now when you show up for our mastermind, you know that you've got some people that are working their business really hard. So you want to match their efforts, and you want to show them that you've got something amazing. So that belief again has to shine through. So it's really pounding in, where's your belief on what you're creating? And that's why I believe my mastermind it's unique, it's different. No one else is getting this type of accountability or support that I can offer.
Well, and you're coming from experience too, right? You're coming from being a mom and understanding. And I really truly believe this, and I tell this all the time. In order to understand anything, we need to live it. We need to be that example. We can't talk about something we've never experienced, because we're doing is just feeding words. We're not understanding the words.
Definitely.
So when we come from life experience, we actually make a difference because we know what we're talking about because we've lived it. We've gone through it, and we're just like, I get it. I know how hard it is and how the struggles are. You know, and I like that you brought up the moms group because back 20 years ago we did have a lot of support. Now the moms out there don't. Especially with everything going on with COVID and the lockdowns there's a lot of moms that don't have that support. So they
Probably
need
not.
so they need, courses and masterminds like this, like yours, Lisa, so that they can connect, because a lot of the younger moms, especially the younger generation, they don't know how to reach out and say, you know what, I don't know how to do it. I need help.
Right. And, a lot of times they're just living day to day. They're living in their problems. And it's like, I just need to get through the day so that I can wake up tomorrow morning and start all over again.
Yeah.
I love your compassion. Makes total sense.
Because we often sometimes don't realize that the younger generation doesn't have that support like we did. 20 years ago, we could go and ask our neighbor for a cup of sugar. Now, if somebody comes and asks you for a sugar, what do you want the sugar for? It's like,
yeah.
Sure. We've really changed over time, and we don't have that support group out there anymore. And I love that you brought this to the table because I think the younger generation needs what you have.
Yeah. Well, and again, like I said, they're busy and they are mompreneurs. And that's really who my focus is with my entrepreneur group, my mentorship group, my mastermind, is that women, we do need support as we're building our businesses because we are doing everything for everybody else. We might be working another job. We might have more than one child, and we're trying to build a business. So why not pull it all together and work together with other women who understand what you're going through?
Exactly. So we do have a question. We do have a question here, Lisa, for you. There's some questions that are coming. I'm all over the place. I'm streaming all over. So there's things that are coming in that you won't see that are coming in the studio.
Okay.
I have a question from a young lady here who's 19, and she says, "What is a mompreneur?"
Okay, good question. So a mompreneur is just two words put together. So an entrepreneur who is a mom. And actually right now I'm developing a mini group called Mompreneur Playground. And so just like when your kids have a playground, moms need a playground to play into. And not everything has to be difficult. Not everything has to be perfect. And when you come to the Mompreneur Playground, my intention is that you can let go and just be yourself and you're just showing up. And that's the first step. So hopefully that kind of explains. Look up the definition of an entrepreneur, someone who wants to start their own business. And you can look up the definition of a mom.
Yeah, there's a lot of definitions for mom. A lot. So, Lisa, how does it work for your mastermind?
So I'm no stranger to being entrepreneurship. So I was working alongside of my kids the entire time that they were little. I would work nights. I would squeeze things in when I could. And so I've tried several different business opportunities. So again, I'm not a stranger to this entrepreneurialism. And so what I've learned is that you need a plan, and you need to partner with people. You need to build stronger relationships, and you just need to have an awareness of what you're doing so that you can help others and give value to move forward.
So is it like a program, like 6-month program, 12-week program? How long is the mastermind for?
Yeah. So my mastermind is a 3-month program. And my mastermind, like you said in the bio, was developed because I was invited to a program. It was a 6-month program. We met in person for 2 hours every week. And I actually drove into Minneapolis to do this. And I was like, this just makes no sense. I'm really comfortable working from home. I'm content. What is this about? And so I just kind of opened myself up to this opportunity and decided, you know what, if this is meant to be, I'll get it. It'll make sense to me. So I actually had to go into this entrepreneur group on an interview. And when I made that decision that I was interviewing them instead of them interviewing me, that was kind of the beginning of my switch, kind of the beginning of my pivot point. So my program is post-COVID. So that was pre-COVID. So we met in person once a week for 2 hours. My program is we meet once a week for 1 hour through Zoom. And that's why my group is an international group. So my first group, we had 3 people from Canada. We had 1 person from the UK, and then the others to fill up the group of 10 were from the US, mostly from Minnesota. And so it just is a way to pull people together internationally and have that accountability, and each week actually builds on each other, because it's an intimate setting. You're not going to find an intimate setting like this mastermind. If you join other masterminds, it may just be recordings, someone preaching to you on a Zoom or a YouTube video. It's not that. It's not an expensive program. It's not like you're going to Tony Robbins and paying $8,000 a month to get this training. So I've done all the work for you. So again, I'm no stranger in this industry. So I'm using my digital marketing skills to help other entrepreneurs build out their businesses, because I've made all the mistakes for you. I've done the hard work, and I'm here for you to answer your questions.
So Lisa, you said 10 people. So is that what the max is for each mastermind, is 10 people?
Right, because it is an intimate setting.
I like that.
Yeah. And that way you really get to know one another. I mean, I've been to so many different networking groups, and I've gone to networking groups, and they're always different people. And I never really built a true bond or a true connection. And this group builds on each other. It's not a sales pitch for each other. But we've had different people. I had a lawyer in the first group. I had a marketing entrepreneur in the group. I had coaches. I mean, so anybody is welcomed into my group. If you're stuck and struggling, this is really what's meant for you. It's a positive format to teach you how to build your business in a positive way, and look for the manifestation that's coming your way, because it's out there. It's waiting for you. You just don't know where to find it.
Well, and I like that you mentioned that, Lisa, that it's an intimate, because I've gone to a lot of networking events as well, and Zooms, and when they're too large, you don't get to know anyone, and everyone's over talking everyone. No one's raising a hand. It's like you said, right? You don't know who's going to talk next. When it's small, you can keep that composure, and you can keep that connection alive, and you can actually connect with people and actually understand, why are you here? What are you looking for? When you have 100 people in a Zoom, you can't be saying, hey, what are you here for? Oh, let's reset another appointment. Let's do this. When you have 10, you can actually connect. And I love that it's not just like a 3-week program. It is actually 3 months, because it gives you time to actually connect with people.
Yep. I've had people that have rejoined the next group.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So they're not left hanging, and that they can still feel part of the community. It's interesting too, that this mastermind that I created has evolved. It was not meant to be me being the teacher, me being the coach, and helping people through struggles. It was meant to be me as a facilitator to bring entrepreneurs together. And what I'm loving is that, it has been evolving, and I am able to just pull this amazing value out of the sky from nowhere that comes in. And people are like, oh, wow, that's amazing. I'm glad that I'm in this group, because I would have never gotten content like this. I would have never heard of this concept before. It really all pulls in from when I wrote my book. That was the other piece of when I was in that entrepreneur group where we met for 2 hours once a week. I was sitting in those meetings and I was doing the compare thing, Liz. I was like, there were two amazing realtors. They were changing the real estate industry. And I was like, okay. And then there was this other woman who was flying around the world. She was creating a device to help with fetal monitoring, fetal development. And I would go in the ladies' restroom during breaks and I would do breathing exercises and I would do these self-affirmations like, I'm okay. I will be okay. I don't understand. I don't need to understand. And then I'd go back in the meeting with a smile on my face. And I'd be like, okay, you know what? There's a reason for me to be here. This is a gift. And when I decided that that was a gift, it was just a switch that I'm going to take this gift and make the best possible thing out of it. And I had that belief, that strong, strong belief that that was where I was meant to be. And this is where I was heading, because I wanted to be like those other amazing entrepreneurs. And I knew I could be. I was just telling myself negative things. I was telling myself that I wasn't good enough, that I wasn't worthy, and that I couldn't do what I really wanted to do. Because I was afraid. I had so much fear.
Well, and I think as moms we have that fear, right? But we don't want our children to know that we have this fear. But we are human too, right? So we do have that fear.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm with you. Like when we go to a conference or a networking, when we're not understanding, I'm the same way. Like, why am I here? Why did I sign up? What is the message and the lesson that I need to learn from this group?
Yeah. And then I had to keep going back every week. Back in the ladies' room, doing my breathing exercises. They have no idea.
It was like having a baby all over again, right?
Yeah. Well, really, really. So you've written a book, right? You know what it's like. It's like a baby. It's like giving birth.
Yeah, it is. It is hard work. Yeah, writing a book is not an easy thing out there.
No.
I want to get into a little bit because you have just mentioned the book. So I'm going to bring up the link. So if anybody would like to grab a copy of Lisa's book and explain a little bit about the book, I'm going to put the link up. So for the viewers that are listening, the audio people that will be listening to the replay now or later are tuning in right now. All of the description is in. All of the information is in the description box. So if you're looking for Lisa's book, don't worry, you will have the link. It is in the description. For the people that are watching the video, it will be up on the screen, so you will be able to see it. So I try to make it easy for everyone. So if you have any questions or anything, please just put them in the comments. If you have anything that you'd like to know about Lisa.
See, we're just moms. We like to make it easy.
And we know how complicated life is. So we're just going to make it a little easier for everyone here.
Yeah. So, and that's what I'm all about. Simple and easy. So my book, you can find it by just going to my website. So when I started out talking with you today, my name, LisaRCarmichael.com, and you can go to my website. You'll find my book. My book is on Amazon. You can find out more about my mastermind, and my book was really me trying to create some self-talk. So again, when I was in that mastermind, the only thing that I really felt I had going for me was my journaling. And if ladies, you are not journaling, I highly encourage you to start, because my journaling was what led me to where I'm at today. So in my journaling, I wasn't just writing, my day-to-day activities, but it was more of me reprogramming the messages that I was saying to myself. And that's what my book is about. It's positive affirmations. And if you don't know how to speak to yourself, that's what the book is meant to do. It's meant to help you learn how to tell yourself that you are good enough, that you are worthy, and that abundance is waiting for you. It's just a mindset, and it's those recordings that you tell yourself over and over and over again until it sticks. And then you become that broken record, like, I am good enough, and everything will be okay.
Well, affirmations are hard. I know for myself because of my past and that I had a hard time with affirmations.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went and did some of my therapy and that, affirmations was one thing that I really stuck with.
Really?
Because it actually made me encourage myself each and every day. You know, I'm struggling. I look like a mess right now. It's like having a kid, right? We look like a mess. We're putting the diapers on, we're changing, we're feeding the kids, we're cleaning the house. We don't just say, you know what, I'm strong today. You know, I am beautiful today. I'm a mess today. And it's okay to say certain words to ourselves, but as long as we're not negative talking ourselves, you know,
No.
you know, I am struggling today. That is not bad. That is you affirming yourself that you are having a hard time.
Mm-hmm.
So by saying that, you can actually reach out to someone and say, hey, I'm a mom. I'm struggling. Help me. You know?
Yes, you nailed it. Exactly. And in my journaling, I just didn't feel like I had that person to go
Yeah.
to. So my journaling was, and if you don't have that person, that's what this is meant to be. I didn't really have that person to go to and say I was struggling, and I really didn't want to. I was embarrassed. And when I dug deep and met that struggle and just journaled about why I felt that way and met that struggle, it's like freeing, it's releasing. It's just like talking to your friend, like you said,
Yeah.
and them coming up with an idea that will help you stop struggling. Kind of
Yeah.
like my mastermind. Imagine that.
So for the viewers and listeners that are listening now and that will be watching the replay, please push hashtag replay. Let me know where you're tuning in from. And if you have any questions at all after the show is done airing and you'd like to reach out to Lisa and you just don't know how to reach out to Lisa, you can always reach out to me, Miss Liz, and I will connect you too, because that's what I do is I connect the dots and that. So Lisa, I want to get into what is your tea? I don't know where that who came from. Somebody's in my back here saying who. I don't know who it is.
Ooh. And even owl, huh? My T. So my T, I know you like using T as an acronym.
Yes.
And transformation is the letter T in my T, because I finally made the choice that I'm not this quiet, shy little farm girl that compared myself to all the pretty girls, that I transformed into who I was really meant to be. And I am good enough and I am okay. And I love myself. And I don't know that I ever truly loved myself until I journaled and dug deep. And when that was my transformation, when I decided I need to take care of me, and I became a self-care junkie. I love doing self-care. I love getting a facial. I love getting pedicures. I love curling my hair. I love getting my hair cut. So
It does.
that you have to trust yourself and trust that belief that you've formed. So like we were talking about, like when you start a company, you have to have a belief. Well, you also have to have a belief in yourself that you're okay.
Yeah.
And when you believe that, then you have to trust that what you're telling yourself is true, that you are good enough.
Yeah.
So that was T. And then E is experience. So I have lots of experience. I have lots of experience at failing. And I also have some experience with being successful. And my choice is to keep looking for those pivot points, to keep looking for the success. So my experience has brought me to where I am. Everything that's happened to me has made me a stronger woman, has made me more beautiful, more compassionate, and just a better human being. So experience is in E, and A has to be affirmations. And we just chatted about that. Affirmations have really been a game changer for me. And again, if you don't know what I'm talking about with affirmations, or don't even understand the first place or how to start, that's what my you're who my book was written for the person that just doesn't get it. Things just never seem to work out for you. Things just never, everything just keeps getting worse and worse. And that's why I wrote the book, because I want to help every single person find themselves and love themselves.
Well, and I think, Lisa, the title of your book kind of explains who you are as an individual as well. That you're that mom that says, you know what, I'm here, I can help you. I have the time.
Yeah, we do all have the time. It's just a choice how you want to spend your time. And my time is a lot of times stuck in my head. We spend a lot of time overthinking and overanalyzing. And when I realized that most successful entrepreneurs spend their time working on mindset, that I realized how important mindset is. And that's where the affirmations came. So yeah, you have to make time for yourself.
Yeah.
And so that's why I had to say,
served a really good tea. Like, you really served a really good tea as well, Lisa, because you kind of gave a tea of who you are as an individual, the transformation as a child from the past, and the experience that you learned from that transformation, and you brought it into the future. You went to this mastermind and you got the experience, and then you're like, you know what, I can do this. I didn't like this part in this mastermind, but you know what, I can create my own mastermind, and I can do this and this and this because I know that this works for me. So if this works for me, it might work for another mom out there. And the affirmations is exactly what you're doing, and that's going to be your future, because your book, the book is in the future. When we write as an author, we always seem to forget this, that our book, maybe 20 years down the road, somebody's going to pick it up and say, hey, oh my goodness, what is this?
Yeah, it's my legacy. You got it.
It is.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you really the tea. And I kind of figured you were going to give me a strong tea, because I just had this feeling about you, especially when we had our one-on-one. We really connected as moms. And I think the importance that we really want to get out with this tea time this morning is how important a mom is. Let's not forget how important moms are. We don't give enough credit to our moms sometimes,
Yeah. Moms have so much impact on the world.
They do.
There's so much influence. So,
and I like that you're different, Lisa. I like that you threw that mom and that preneur together, because like this young lady who's 19, I wasn't able to bring up her thing because she hasn't confirmed her, and I have to follow StreamYard. Yeah. So I want this young lady to understand that it doesn't matter how old you are, you're a mom. So don't give up on your dreams. And this is what me and Lisa are here this morning sharing is, moms have dreams too. Moms can make a difference too. And moms can be entrepreneurs too. We really need to encourage the younger generation, especially, Lisa, because they are struggling. I'm watching the younger generation of moms, and they are truly struggling because they're giving up on their dreams way too soon. They think that they're just meant to be a housewife, or I'm a mom, I'm okay with that. I know my daughter struggles with this. She just had a baby, and she's like, my child is everything. Okay, but this child eventually is going to grow up and leave. So you need to take care of you too, and you need to say, oh, okay, I can take that 15 minutes for myself. I can take, we can calm ourselves down, and we can take these things. And I encourage the younger generation that are listening this morning, if you have a dream and you're a mom, you're a young teen mom, because teen moms are hard. I was a teen mom, and teen moms are hard because we kind of lose our childhood as well. We got to really get straight and in order, So for the young moms that are listening this morning and that will watch the replay later, I want you to reach out to Lisa, because Lisa has a program that will encourage you to not give up. And it's 3 months that you can take for yourself. Take that time for yourself, because we need to take that time. I'm encouraging all the young moms out there, take time for yourself. Your children will still be your children They will still understand that mom is taking 1 hour for herself. It's like taking a bubble bath. We need to just sometimes take a bubble bath and have the kids screaming at the bathroom door and say, Mom, 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 you know, but take that time for yourself. And I think what you have, Lisa, I think is going to help a lot of moms out there.
I think so too. It will. And it is. It's helping. Definitely. I wouldn't be where I'm at if I wouldn't have like hunkered down and really decided that, I wanted to make a difference. Because as young moms, as young women, you do want to make a difference. I know you do. You just have to take baby steps. Your child does not know how to walk the minute they're born. It takes a couple of falls and a couple get ups and a couple fall down again. It doesn't happen. Success doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah. And I like that you said that it's baby steps, right? Because as moms, we have to take those baby steps. When the empty nest comes, we have to take those baby steps because it's all like, what do we do now?
Yeah.
There's no more diapers to change. There's no more meals to cook.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just me. Okay.
Yeah.
So what do I do with myself? Right.
Yeah.
Well, you find programs like Lisa has out there and you get engaged and you find yourself and, and you connect. And you might be surprised
and try
yourself,
again. You just get up and give it another shot. I don't have like this amazing story of, trauma or anything. I had a normal childhood. The thing that happened was that I just kept telling myself I wasn't good enough and I kept comparing myself. And when I realized that was the problem, that's really what changed for me.
Well, and I love, Lisa, that you said, that it changed you, because we just never know where it's going to take us, right? Because we might say, for the next 20 years, I want to be a doctor. Mm-hmm. And then you might wake up one day and say, I don't want to be a doctor. I never wanted to be a doctor. Why am I a doctor? So you kind of find this purpose, right? And I think this is where you found your mastermind and you were like, okay, why am I in this course? Going to the bathroom, breathing, taking that moment for yourself. But you went and you did it. You went through it. And then you're like, you know what? This is what I got from it. I got these 3 tips. I'm going to take this and I'm going to create my own program.
Yep. Yeah. Because I knew if it worked for me, I know I could help other people.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So what is your age range for your masterminds?
There's no age range. I actually had a retired woman. I mean, that's another transition.
Yes.
In retirement, she wanted to start her own business, a catering business. And that was fine because there was a retired lawyer in the group. And I also had a young mom that was super busy. She was amazing, just amazing. But she was trying to figure things out culturally. Like, why are things different for me? And the message is that, we're in this together and we're here to support you. So it doesn't matter. Get past that so that you can believe in what you want to start with your business. So age, there's no discrimination with age. So I like would say just a mom. I've actually had men as speakers in the group. And I did have someone that I asked if he wanted to join, but he kind of backed out, which would have been great because he was all about SEO, search engine optimization. So if you have like a website, I was excited for him to share his tips and tools, but that's all.
Yeah, I'm still learning that SEO. That is really hard. Like if we could find somebody who knows SEO really well, not just wants to build a website and then let us go, actually teach us the SEO so we can teach other moms out there, because when I first heard the SEO, I was like, what the heck is that? I have no clue what SEO meant. And I get a lot of emails. Miss Liz, your website is gorgeous and everything, but your SEO. And I'm like, I know, I'm working on it. I'm trying to understand it. I'm researching. Because I'm that mom that wants to find out. I want to learn.
Yeah.
I don't want somebody to do it for me and then just say, oh, it's done. Okay, but I don't know how to do it. I don't.
Oh, yeah. I've had that happen too, where I've hired people and then they disappear. And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, what did they do?" So
Yeah,
I'm
then
like
you're
you, I
lost, right?
do.
Because you don't know what to do. You don't know how to
Yeah.
fix it. If there's a glitch,
Yeah.
how do you fix it?
Yep. And
Is it?
even like for me knowing email marketing. So yesterday I just did a walkthrough on my with my autoresponder, just showing the people in the group, okay, this is what I'm doing. This is how I do it. This is how I set up my automated emails. This is how often we send them out. So it's all hands-on learning.
I like that.
And for you with SEO, Liz, I'm just going to offer it that sometimes you don't have to know everything, and
Yeah,
sometimes it is
no,
okay to go with the
I'm
code.
far from knowing everything.
SEO is a huge monster, in my
It
opinion.
is.
It is. And I've tried it. I've given up. I've tried it. I've given up. And it changes.
Yeah.
There's so much change. So my belief is like, okay, let the experts, I want to find the expert who can give me tips and strategies that I can do so that I can at least not be left behind.
Well, that's how I am, right? I want to know the tips and tools. If you're an expert, I want you to do it, but just show me so that if you're not around, I understand, okay, this is glitching because of this. Okay, I can call you and say, hey, this is the issue.
Yeah.
But when you don't understand it, you're just like, well, nothing's working. Well, how do you get any results or solution when you don't know what the problem is?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
By having an expert come in and actually tell us what the issue is, then we can say, okay, I'm calling you because this is the issue,
Mm-hmm.
Or if you don't know the issue, you don't know the problem, you can't have a solution.
Yep.
So I want people to come in and say, you know what, Miss Liz, this is how you do it, one step, one at a time.
Yeah.
And I'm all about somebody else doing it. If I don't understand it, by all means, go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
But show me so I understand.
Yeah. Or at least understand at my level.
Yeah, exactly. SEO, I won't understand. And I'm not even going to try to pretend that I understand SEO because it is a big monster.
It is. It
for
is.
the ones that don't understand it. It's not a monster for the ones that do understand it. But for the ones that don't understand it, it's just like people that don't understand moms. If you're not a mom, you don't understand the empty nest. You don't understand the connection between a child and a mom. These are the things that we're not saying that you're bad people. We're not saying that you don't, we're saying that you don't understand it because you haven't lived it.
Yeah, and that's okay. We're just sticking with the people that we resonate with, that understand us.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Well said.
Well, maybe you'll never know, Lisa. Maybe you'll come up with a mastermind for the SEO and you can help me out. You'll find that expert that can help us,
What I've discovered though, Liz, with it is that when I lost that person, I found another person. There are a lot of people who know a lot. And it's, owning a business is finding your resources and making your resources work for you. So, yeah. Don't ever let fear hold you back. That's
exactly
been part of my journey.
So if anybody wanted to reach you, Lisa, besides your website, where can they reach you? And I'll pull them up as you mention them.
Yeah, just I will always respond on my website. There's a contact information at the bottom that you can send me a message, a personal message. And I'm pretty transparent. When you have kids, sometimes you just drop everything when you have to. And I have boundaries, like all of us need to. But if you reach out to me, I will definitely respond personally. And I won't spam you. You won't get 8 text messages from me saying, I haven't heard from you. I haven't heard from you.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I know that cold calling. I really don't like it at all. Did you get my last email? No, I didn't get it. Yeah. You sent it to me 10 times. What do you think? Like, I obviously got it.
Yeah.
I don't like that cold calling. I don't at all. So if anyone's listening, Miss Liz does not like that cold calling. If you send me an email and I haven't responded, it's because I'm not going to, or I'm not interested. But I try to respond to everyone. Even if I'm not interested, I'll just say I'm not interested. It's not my cup of tea, it's not my thing.
Yeah.
But, and that's respect. When someone sends you a message or somebody calls you, you can say, no, it's not for me. Like if a marketer calls you and you say they want to sell you something, you're like, nope, it's not for me. You do the same with an email, right? You just say, it's not for me. So they don't have to send you those 10 messages of saying, hey, did you get this? Did you get that? No. And I really like the connection. And this is why I do the one-on-one tea times, is because I want to connect with people. You know, it's given us this time to have this beautiful conversation this morning, Lisa, because we're one-on-one, you know, where it's not an automated robot or bot that's sending me, you know, did you see this? Did you? Because then when I reply back, they send me another message that's already pre-programmed. And I'm like, did you even read the last message I sent you? And I get really frustrated with that. So I like to speak to people one-on-one, and I like staying connected. So for your contact, Lisa, you have Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn as well, right?
Yeah, follow me on Instagram. I'm really active there.
So
I love Instagram. That's like my little hobby. There you go. Thank you.
Yeah, so Lisa is on all social medias, the main ones, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. And LinkedIn is more for work and that connections. So if you really want to reach out to Lisa and connect with her for any kind of information, you can reach out to her on her LinkedIn. I'm just going to pull that up as well.
Yeah.
So anybody that would like to reach out to you, Lisa. And I really want to just thank you for taking the time to sit and have tea and have that one-on-one mom time. I want to call this tea time mom time, you know, because we need that mom time. And to all the listeners that are out there and the viewers that are watching now, I do see you and I do appreciate you. And I want to thank you for taking the time to listen to two incredible moms this morning on Tea Time.
Awesome. I love your message, Liz. It's like never walk alone.
Exactly, right? And we all can spill tea at any age. And that's what Lisa does with her mastermind, is she helps moms of any age. There's no age limit. So if you're feeling that you're not in the age bracket, don't feel that way at all. She has no age limit. If you're a mom, that's all that matters. And if you want to make a difference, you can. You know, we truly can with our choices in that. So I want to thank you, Lisa, for joining me on Tea Time. I want to thank you for giving the message out. So any final words before we wrap up your tea time?
You know, I just want to say thank you, Liz, for all the things that you're doing and for everyone out there that follows you. That gratefulness is just a vibration. When you are grateful and when you're stuck and struggling, just look for something to be grateful for, because we do. I mean, you can be grateful for the air you breathe, for the carpet you walk on, for the grass that's green. So Liz, I think you're doing an amazing job, and I'm really grateful to be here with you today. And I think your listeners, if you all can tap into that gratefulness, you will experience a shift of energy, and you will feel like the amazing, unique person that you're meant to be. So I'm grateful for you today inviting me on your show. Thank you.
No, thank you so much. And to all the viewers and listeners that are listening, my next tea time, I believe, is March 30th, and I have Brave Up coming. And for those that don't know what Brave Up is, it's a program for bullying in schools. So they actually are able to detect if a child is being bullied without them actually going to a resource by doing a questionnaire. And this program was started by a man in Chile who is now in the United States. And he has it in 7 different countries. I'm working on getting it into Canada for the school systems. So tune in for that tea time. And then April's guests have also been released. They were released on the 20th. So check out those tea times. We have some really incredible tea times coming up in April. We have youth services. We have chocolate, of course, for Easter. But the chocolate comes with gender equality. So tune in for that. It's a little different. We will be serving chocolate because she does have her own business. She's a mom as well. And she has her own chocolate business, but she brings gender equality through the chocolate. Also, she works with the United Nations and is working on the 2030 SDMG goals. So that is really incredible. Then I have a woman that is coming in and sharing her personal story. So we will be doing something a little different for that tea time. So you have to tune in for that. And we also have a skydiver coming in. But he lives with chronic pain and he's a doctor, so he'll be talking about that as well. So we have some really incredible tea times that are coming up. So again, Lisa, thank you for joining me today. And thank you to all the listeners and viewers out there. And to all of you who will be listening to the replay, thank you for all your support each and every time for each of these tea times. And if you enjoyed any of these tea times, please reach out to me and let me know. And if you're looking for a certain topic that hasn't been mentioned, let me know and I will reach out and I will get. And I am globally, so if you're in a different country, please reach out. I'd love to have you. So thank you for joining me today for Tea Time, and we will make a difference one cup of tea at a time.